What is going on, everybody? This is Blaketos84 here with another rendition of Red Dead Redemption 2 with some updates. So I want to kind of go through the ability card layouts as that seems pretty consistent to change. There was a time if you had this setup here, slow and steady, eye for an eye, unblinking eye, and never without one, that your character was pretty much close to a tank. It was very hard to kill someone like that. Their dead eye, we'll just go through each card. Slow and steady, while dead eye is active, you take much less damage and headshots do not kill you outright. Taking damage will drain dead eye and you cannot run or sprint. Eye for an eye. Killing an enemy with a headshot restores a lot of dead eye. The unblinking eye, your dead eye and eagle eye drain much slower. Never without one. Your hat blocks one headshot and then fall off. While wearing a hat, you take much less damage. While not wearing a hat, you take much more damage. So in the early days of the beta, especially in the Showdown Large, this was a set of cards that was very hard to compete against. Headshots were very easy. You could just pretty much stay in dead eye the whole time. Each headshot you would just get more and more dead eye. You wouldn't take as much damage. However, that's changed. So let's go into the dead eye section right now and look at some of the popular ability cards. Another one is Paint It Black. Paint It Black is good for marking targets on people. So once you go into Deadeye, you could just shoot right away. It'll pick up on them after they've been marked. Let's see what it says here. While Deadeye is active, paint targets on enemies. Fire your weapon to shoot all marked targets. Each shot drains a very small amount of Deadeye. You cannot mark or be marked while in the defensive playing style. That's another popular one you're seeing. Another one that's really good. Oops. Another one that's really good for Showdown, especially the Spoils of War and the Plunders and any games where you have to kind of go behind enemy bases to take stuff or destroy stuff, is a Slippery Bastard card. While Deadeye is active, enemy players cannot lock onto you, and you cannot lock onto them. Other enemies are much less accurate when shooting at you. The rate at which your dead eye drains is increased. Excuse me. So when you're playing and you see a blur flash across your screen, that's going to be someone in Slippery Bastard. You're going to aim at them and it's not going to work. That's someone in Slippery Bastard. The way it's supposed to work is you can't lock onto them. They can't lock onto you. So what they're probably going to do is run up on you and blow you in half with a shotgun because they're probably not going to free aim on you. So there's a couple defenses for it. One, your shotgun, or shotguns if you use the sawed-off double barrels. Throw a stick of dynamite, maybe a bow, or you could tackle them. In the Showdown games, tackling is very common for that. I run this setup with the Slippery Bastard very often in the Showdown games. When I do Slippery Bastard, I go with the unblinking eye. Sometimes I keep my hat on for never without one, but one of my passive cards that I use is either going to be Comeback Stronger. So as it states right here, your health begins generating much sooner after you take damage. So when you go into Slippery Bastard, you go into Deadeye. When you take damage, someone's shooting at you or throwing dynamite, you start to heal right away. So that goes good with the unblinking eye. That'll allow you to stay in Slippery Bastard and Deadeye longer. And if you want to use your hat, you can use a hat. But again, they're probably not going to be able to lock onto you. I've been told at times if you use Paint It Black, you could still mark a target with that. So another card you could use in place of the hat would be Live to Fight, or To Fight Another Day. To Fight Another Day is you take you take less damage from bullets while sprinting. You could play with that one. That way when you're getting shot at, it won't do as much damage. And there's another one. Okay. Of single purpose. This would also work well in its place, or as one of the other cards. It says you take much less damage from bullets while unarmed or using a melee weapon. So if you do go into Slippery Bastard, you could just disarm your weapon and just keep running. So the last ability setup that's pretty popular right now, that I've been seeing a lot in gameplay, is Paint It Black, Strange Medicine, Peak Condition, and either Necessity Breeds or Winning Streak. And I'm going to go with Winning Streak for this one. So you use Paint It Black, it'll paint a target on you, it'll make it easier to shoot people. Yeah, you won't have to, aim at them as much, so you can shoot them a little bit faster. Strange Medicine states you regaining a lot of health whenever you inflict damage. Otherwise, your health regenerates at half the normal rate. So right now, headshots are harder to come by, unless especially if people are crouched or in Slippery Bastard or in Deadeye. It's just not as easy as it used to be. So you're seeing a lot of people just go to body shots. So this would be a good card to use, because every time someone shoots you, if you shoot them back, you're regaining some health. So that's important, okay? Another, this is a healing card, but it's also a powerful offensive card. It's Peak Condition, and all these cards are maxed out. They're not going to read the same when they're level 1 or level 2. But Peak Condition 3 says increases damage inflicted based on your current stamina, inflicting much more damage when stamina is full. Additionally, sprinting uses less stamina. So this is good because you could do more damage if you're crouched down behind a rock, or if you're not in the middle of running. If you have a full stamina bar or close to, you're going to do more damage. The last one, and it's interchangeable, Necessity Breeds, is Winning Streak. Each consecutive shot on the same target does much more damage than the last. So if you have a bolt action, you could just do 2 body shots to someone and they're dead. If you have a Lancaster repeater, an Evans repeater, usually Litchfield 2 body shots is taking someone down with this setup. So it's interchangeable. And with Rockstar, we've seen that you could have the hottest hand as far as cards go one week, they push an update, and next week you get killed by level 30 when you're level 200. Fortunately, it's the unpredictability and the nature of this game right now. But if you're into a lot of PvP, especially in free roams, become a battleground now that's very unpredictable, this would be a good hand to help you ward off some of these people as the game changes. We have to kind of evolve with the game. I've been playing shortly after the beta came out online, and I've seen the Deadeye get nerfed with slow and steady. I've seen the varmint gun get nerfed. I've seen currently the sniper rifles, the Carcano and Rolling Rock, are, in my opinion, overpowering. You're seeing high-level people that have been playing a very long time just getting mowed down by lower ranks, and that could be something Rockstar's doing to try to drive the higher ranks away until they could put more content out there, because right now there's really nothing to do online. But these are the main layouts that I use interchangeably, depending on what I'm getting into. So again, guys, this is Blaketos84. I just wanted to give an overview on the ability cards, because there's so much happening right now in this game, and it's really hard to keep up with the changes. It's not really announced. I mean, there's no gameplay updates, but they're changing guns around. They're changing the distance on how guns work. You get killed from halfway across the screen from a pistol. I mean, come on. You could shoot someone point blank with a shotgun. It doesn't kill them. So there's a lot going on in the game. A lot of times when I get killed in really bizarre ways, the first thing I do is look at the player's ability cards and see what the hell happened. Sometimes I scratch my head. I don't understand. But this will help you out a lot, guys. So, this is more of an offensive build. There's defensive builds. There's Slippery Bastard builds. So I just wanted to kind of cover this because I know it's confusing and it changes, every 2 weeks. And lately the game's been so lagged up. I think they're going to be dropping the big update that they've promised us. So this is going to come in handy when there's actually stuff to do online besides kill each other. So again, guys, this is Blaketos84. I just wanted to do an ability card overview of what I typically run with how it work and what builds you could do. As you can see, I don't have everything maxed out. That's where all my money's gone, is I want to tier 3 every card in the game. So I still have a long ways to go, and more importantly, I don't have any money for this, but that's what I've been working for. So guys, it's Blaketos84. Let me know what you think, and till then, I'll see you on the trail.